Black Friday sales sent online shopping surging, and a lot of websites can't handle the traffic. Do you have an interest in working in the Canadian tech industry? Well, if you don't have a university degree, it doesn't matter. And Phil Mickelson beats Tiger Woods in golf's first pay-per-view match. Really? They played on pay-per-view? It's the Ken Parkin Real Estate Podcast. Hi, and welcome to the Ken Parkin Real Estate Podcast, where we talk all things real estate, anything happening in the economy, and something that you can take away and use in your everyday life. If you've got a few minutes, I would love for you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Ken Parkin Real Estate Podcast. Welcome to the Saturday edition of the Ken Parkin Real Estate Podcast. It's Ken Parkin, and we are talking about a few things that popped up over the weekend, and I thought, hey, why don't we have a special weekend podcast? So that's where we are today. Got three topics I want to talk about, and if you're in the business world, if you're in the sporting world, or the tech world, well, we touch on all three of those industries and areas, as well as if you're going to school, university in particular, you're going to want to listen to something that has come out, and I've been talking about this for quite a while now, and it's to do with university degrees and college diplomas. And I've actually talked to quite a few kids going into university and college, and really tried to talk them out of it. And it's not that I'm against secondary education. In fact, I'm all for it, and I think educating yourself every day, whether it's through university or college degree or diploma, or the two best free universities that we have at our disposal 24/7, 365 on every device, and those are called YouTube and Google. Canadian Business came out with an article back in September. Rosemary Counter, don't think I messed that last name up. She's talking about that a lot of tech companies now aren't worrying about a university degree, and I don't blame them, because I don't know what specific degrees you can get in university that are going to help you in the tech industry. But Google, Apple, and IBM are all about to hire the savviest and smartest people on the planet. But lately, the tech giants have decided a 4-year university degree is no longer applicable or the best indicator for a candidate's aptitude. In fact, 15 of North America's top technology companies, man, I can't talk today, don't require potential employees to have a post-secondary education. And honestly, I hope, unless you are, let's talk about this real quick before I continue on. If you are going to be a heart surgeon, a lawyer, something that has a specific designation that requires specific training, and there's a degree or diploma that caters to that, by all means you should go, and you want to do that, by all means you should go spend the money, invest the time, and become the absolute expert in that field. 100%, no questions asked. If you want to be a mechanic, you want to be a hairstylist, you want to do something that requires a specific degree, or you can go and get specific training for that, you should go and do that. I do not have any qualms or issues with that at all. What I have an issue with is universities making money off the backs of our millennials these days and post-millennials, basically people that are going to be going into university and spending money and getting a general arts and science degree, getting a general business degree, whereby thousands and thousands and thousands of these students are coming out of university with a worthless degree. Because the more that someone has that degree, the less valuable that degree becomes, and the less options that you have. And quite frankly, I don't think having a university degree is what back in the 80s and 90s, what it meant. It doesn't mean anything these days to a lot of employers. What means something is experience. And how do you get experience? It's not by going to university or college. It's by going out and getting in the trenches and starting at the bottom and working your way up. And I tell a lot of university kids that in today's society, or I should say students who are planning on going to university, it's more important to go and figure out what you don't want to do and make money doing that than it is going to university and figuring out that 3 years into your 4-year degree that you don't want to do what you're doing. And a lot of students take that route. And I don't know the stats, but probably 89% of students that switch their degrees have spent the money already in that degree. And not that it's worthless, because you can take your credits and use them in the next degree. But more importantly, it's worthless for what you're going to do for the next 50 years of your life. So to me, that's extremely important to know before you get into $100,000 worth of debt in probably 5 to 7 years of your life, is to not go and take that degree right away. I think if you're 18, 19, 20, you're getting out of high school, I think you should go and work for the next 2 or 3 years. I think you should go and travel if that's something that interests you. I think you should go and do things that are important to you at the time and that period of your life. Things that are important, you should go and knock those off your bucket list. Because when you get older and have responsibilities, when you get older and have a family, when you get older and have a career that is keeping you from doing the things that you want to do, you're never going to do those things that you wanted to do. So bravo to these tech companies is saying, hey, look, you don't need to go out and have this 4-year useless degree and diploma. So bravo to them. The article goes on and says companies now recognize that a degree isn't always a signal talent. Well, often the most unique, creative, outside-the-box thinkers skip the conventional role, meaning education. Meaning education requires remove some of the best candidates from our talent pool. When we started, a lot of companies were adamant that their hirees need a degree, says Jeremy Saki, CEO of Lighthouse Labs, which runs coding boot camps. But in an industry with rapid growth, companies are now willing to reconsider these students with unconventional backgrounds. Shaki's company has produced over 1,000 developers in the past 5 years, and this is the next fundamental step that a lot of students should really consider. Instead of taking, and this is another issue I have with our educational system, and I'm not the first one, and I'm not going to be the last one. There's thousands of people out there in the business world that think this. But the way that we're teaching our kids today is we're hindering them from where we're going as a society. And hear me out on this one. This isn't a knock on teachers, or this isn't a knock on professors or anything like that. In fact, we have a lot of very bright and smart people teaching our kids these days. But where we're going 10, 15 years from now isn't where we have been from 1950 to 2018. Times are changing. And if we don't reform our education system, both in elementary, high school, and post-secondary, we're going to have a hard time competing on the global scale. I don't even think that's up for a debate. Teaching kids general history is something that I just don't feel we necessarily need to take that time in school and use that time to teach them that subject. Where I think we should be taking that time and figuring out if they're interested in coding or building apps or setting up online shopping stores. Like, there's so many things where we're evolving into. They should be learning how to pay taxes. They should be learning how to set up and understand the difference of a mutual fund versus a normal investment account. Like, there's so many things we could teach our kids at a younger age that better prepares them for life than general, and I'm just using general history, but pick a subject that's not really relevant to where and how we live our life today. And again, this isn't a knock on history teachers. But google.ca/Canadian history, I can go there, or go to YouTube. I can go there and learn every relevant piece of information I need to on the history of Canada. So I don't think we necessarily need to have certain subjects in high school these days, because we can learn. And granted, 10 years ago, 15, 20, and 30 plus years ago, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have the ability to look up this information. So I think as we evolve as a society, we need to evolve our systems, the way we learn. And we've just fallen way behind. Way behind. Introducing computers into the school, every student needs to have a computer, or that we're learning and teaching now on the computer. That's not an advancement of education. We should have had that 10 years ago. Not a computer lab, but that we learned on the computer. And so I am grateful. I am extremely happy that the tech companies are taking, a stand on where we are as a society today, and going, experience and different learning is not necessarily more important, but more relevant to where we're going as a society. Black Friday happened yesterday. Sales surged online. Shopping was insane in the membrane. A lot of people didn't just go to the store, but ended up taking advantage of those online sales. Black Friday is now possible from the comforts of your living room. Bloomberg News, Annie Moffat wrote, but only if retailers' websites are functioning properly, and a lot weren't. Some frustrated shoppers found out that was not the case. In a year where digital sales are soaring, how much was spent? Digital spending was tracking to exceed $6.4 billion worldwide. Worldwide. Several big name chains had issues. Companies like J.Crew, Walmart, Lululemon, like a lot of big companies faced issues with their online sales. Due to extremely high demand on our Black Friday deals, our site experienced some delays shortly after the event began, Walmart spokesperson Danette Marquardt said in a statement. Many customers were still able to check out smoothly, and we were able to fix the issue very quickly. Mobile shoppers represent a growing share of e-commerce this season. That's because consumers are getting more comfortable with making big purchases with their phones, and I'm one of them. I don't know if you buy anything online. I'm an avid user of Amazon.ca, mainly because I can get my coffee tomorrow, and I don't have to go stand in line. It's convenience. And I feel like a lot of corporations, a lot of big companies are now going, oh man, Amazon has caught on quickly. And so a lot of these other companies need to, and from the sounds of it, they're doing it, but are still understanding that the bandwidth and the servers that they run their apps and websites on have to be able to keep up with today's demand. Last story of the day, Phil Mickelson beats Tiger Woods as pay-per-view comes into golf. Two legends of the sport, Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, played on a pay-per-view match. They went head-to-head for $9 million US. And then they made some side bets as well. It was $19.99 to buy the US pay-per-view. Problem was, talking about the servers for Black Friday sales, that a majority of these companies offering the pay-per-view couldn't handle the load. But believe it or not, people wanted to watch Tiger versus Phil and were willing to pay $20 to do so. The event was supposed to be a demo of AT&T's newfound media prowess following its $85 billion purchase of Time Warner, the owner of HBO, Warner Bros. And Turner Broadcasting. AT&T charged $20 and was making the match available on its own pay TV systems, as well as those operated by Comcast, Charter, Verizon, and others. Golf fans are some of the oldest sports audiences, and AT&T saw an opportunity to grow their younger generation of golf fans by streaming this match. And I don't know if you watched it or not. I heard it wasn't that exciting, which is billed as an uncensored opportunity to see two of the sport's most popular players up close and personal, cursing and all. Mickelson and Woods are promoting the match like boxers, and the PGA Tour, which sanctioned the event as a one-day exhibition, allowed the two to place side bets during play, with proceeds earmarked for charity. Again, I don't know if you watch it. I did not watch it. I missed it. Quite frankly, I wasn't really willing to pay $20 to watch two guys hack around a course, although they're probably the best golf hacks that are out there. But what I did want to touch on was I see that the pay-per-view model for sporting events, specifically when it comes to individual sports, i.e. like tennis, like golf, potentially curling, I feel like consumers today and sports fans want to get behind the scenes when it comes to these kinds of events. Like, how cool would it be if you could pay $5 to have Rory McDonald mic'd up with his caddy and you could hear what was going on the entire match? I think that'd be super cool. You could have 2 or 3 cameras just following the guy you wanted to watch, and it was like you were his caddy. You were Rory. Imagine having like a GoPro on Rory's head, and I don't think it's going to get to that. But how cool would it be to see and hear and feel those shots? What I will tell you is this. I believe that VR, virtual reality, is going to redefine how we watch sports. Picture this, okay? Picture you had your VR headset on and your headphones on, and your favorite team, let's just say, is the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James is there. In the arena, they had multiple VR cameras set up all around the arena. And for $5, you could watch the game. And I don't know if you've tried VR. If you haven't, you got to. It's really cool. But you have your headset on and your headphones, and you're watching the game. Literally, when you turn side to side, the VR camera is a 360 camera, and you can be sitting courtside for $5. Okay? There's like 4 cameras set around under each baseline, under each net, and on either side. And you could be sitting there and literally look to the side, and there's Jack Nicklaus. Or Nicholson, sorry. Nicholas? Jack Nicklaus, the movie star in Los Angeles. You have all these celebrities. And you can turn to the side and you can see Mark Wahlberg sitting there eating popcorn. Like, how cool would that be? And I think that's what's coming. Where sporting events, football, golf, pick an area, pick a sport, they're all going to have these cameras set up. And for $5 for a match, you can get in and you can watch the game, the match, from different sections. Potentially have different sports broadcasters. And watch this sporting event from a completely different angle of view than you would on TV. And actually feel like you're there. Actually feel like you're in the event or you're part of the event. To me, that's cool. You're there, but you're not there. And for a small amount, whether it's $2 or $5, and you picture like the broadcaster or the team that has the setup and is streaming this is charging $2, and you have like 100,000 people buy in for this match that maybe wouldn't normally watch it or would be watching it free on TV. Now you've got $400,000 or $600,000 of revenue per match coming in directly to the sporting event. I think it's really cool. I mean, picture like the UFC having a camera on each corner and one on the ref, and you're in there as a VR, and you can, like, the guy punches and you can feel the sweat or see the sweat come off and hit the camera, and that camera's yours. Like, it's going to take sporting events and everything else, really, to a whole nother level. And while you're going to have to pay to play, it's going to be worth the pay to play, because you're actually, instead of paying $100 or $2,500 for a ticket to sit courtside, you can pay $10, and you get to see the exact same view, the exact same thing in the comfort of your home on your own couch with your own drink. I can't wait. So this pay-per-view, tying it all back to Tiger and Phil, I think is the first step of how we're going to be able to get behind the scenes and be part of the action like we haven't been before. This is the Ken Parkin Podcast. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. I'm giving away this $50 gift card to Home Depot. All you have to do is like the Ken Parkin Real Estate page on Facebook. There's a video on there. It's pinned to the top. Go and like that video, comment done so I know you watched it. And for a bonus entry, share it on your own Facebook page. Thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. I'll be back very soon to do another one.